to lift your hips up a little bit. And you can have your legs out in front or just folded in front of you, whatever works for you, whatever feels comfortable. And coming into your practice. So it's lovely to see you all here today. Thank you very much for coming along. The hardest part is actually getting here. All the rest is easy from here on in. I invite you to close your eyes and come to your breath. Notice the rise and fall of your chest and your belly. Just resting your hands on your knees. Lifting up your spine so it's nice and tall. Imagine you've got a cord going from your base up through the spine and out through the crown of your head. And just breathing, taking a big breath in. Pause a little and then breathe out. Long, deep breath out. Let's do a few more like that. As you do that, notice the points of your body that are touching the earth. And as you breathe in, imagine you're breathing up energy through those points that touch the earth, up through the body, and out through the crown of your head. Scanning through your body, noticing how it feels, noticing if you're feeling energetic or tired, or if you have any little niggles, just notice they're there. Just breathe into them, relax into it. And scanning your mind, noticing any thoughts that are coming and going. Acknowledge them, let them go. Let's take 4 more deep breaths. You might like to bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand to your belly, and taking some nice big deep breaths. And then breathing out. 3 more like that. And then release your hands back to your knees, rolling your shoulders. You can keep your eyes closed if you wish, or have them open. Just rolling little circles in the shoulders, loosening up any tension you might have in the neck and shoulder area. And then rolling the shoulders forward. And then let's take our hands, cross them in front of our chest, and inhale as we lift up. And exhale, bring them back down. Just circling our hands up and back with our breath. Let's go 2 more rounds. And then placing the right hand on the mat and the left hand over the top, stretching through the side of your body. Inhale back to center and go to the other side. Just going from side to side, noticing the stretch from your base right up the side of your body, right through to your fingertips. And coming back to center. And let's take our left hand, put it on our right knee, and our right hand behind us. Twist to the right and looking over the right shoulder, lifting up through the spine again. Just feeling that gentle twist through the spine, getting some movement in there. And then inhale to the front and exhale to the other side. So right hand on the left knee, left hand behind you, nice tall spine. And let's take a few breaths here. And then come back to center. Now, if you're on any block or anything, just take the block out now and have your feet out in front of you, flexing your feet. Toes are pointing back towards you. And we're going to inhale, lift our arms up. And exhale, fold our arms forward. And bring the fingertips down to the toes or the ankles or the shins, gazing towards your big toes. And let's take a few breaths here. Noticing the stretch through the back of the legs, the lower back, and a little bit through the shoulders. Just connecting with that stretch. You might like to just bring yourself a little more forward as you breathe out. One more breath. And then release your toes and bending your knees out to the side, bringing the soles of your feet together and drawing the heels towards your base, lifting up through the spine, just rocking from side to side, and bringing your hands to the outside of your feet and your thumbs to the inside, pressing your heels towards pressing your elbows towards your knees, and just use your thumbs to give your feet a gentle massage, just a little bit of self-care. There's lots of points in the body that are connected with the base of our feet, so it's really nice just to give it a little massage. And then place your hands under the feet, lifting up through the spine. Let your knees just fall out to the side, getting a gentle stretch through the groin area. And take a couple of breaths. And then release the right foot forward, keep the left leg bent, and bring the left foot into the inner thigh and lift up the spine so you're up on your sit bones. And we're going to inhale, lift up our hands, and exhale, fold forward and bring our fingers down towards the right toes, ankle or shin. And notice a stretch through the left hip and the left ITB, between the hip and the knee. Taking a few breaths here, just giving that a gentle bit of stretching. One more breath. And then release and switch over to the other side. So we've got the left leg out in front, the right knee bent, and bring the right heel up towards the base, lifting up and coming up onto your sit bones. Flexing the left foot. Inhale, lift your arms up, and exhale, fold forward. And notice how this side compares to the other side. You might be a little bit stiffer on one side. Taking a couple of breaths here. Just connecting with a stretch through the right hip and the right ITB. One more breath. And then release. Bring both feet out in front. Flex the feet. Come up onto your sit bones. Nice tall spine. Inhale, lift up our arms, looking up, and exhale, fold forward. And hopefully you feel a little bit more flexible now. And bring your hands to your toes or to your ankles or your shins, gazing towards your big toes, or just keep your eyes closed. Let's take 4 deep breaths here. So getting some really nice deep stretching through the hamstrings, the lower back and the shoulders. And then release your hands. And let's go on to all fours into tabletop position. Opening up through the palms, stretching out the fingers. Knees are underneath your hips. And we're going to inhale, lift up our chest, lift up our gaze. And exhale, nod your chin into your chest and lifting your spine up towards the ceiling and curving it like the harbour bridge. So you're getting a nice opening through the vertebrae in the spine. And just continue on with your breath, initiating each movement at your own speed, your own pace. Just getting some full movement there. And then coming back to tabletop, take your knees a little wider and bring your bottom down to your heels and slide your hands forward, bringing the forehead down towards the mat. You might want to rock your hips a little bit from side to side as you wiggle your way down nice and close to the floor. Surrendering into the pose, and just take a few breaths here. As you're here, you might like to come up with a theme for today's practice.
on the theme of the full moon that we had on Sunday, maybe there's some seeds that you want to plant in your fertile mind to grow for the next moon cycle, the next 4 weeks or so. Something you want to bring more of into your life. It might be walking, it might be eating better or exercising more, getting out in the sunshine, whatever it is, just bring that to your yoga practice today. One more breath, and then come back up to tabletop. Tuck your toes under your body and then lift up through the hips, coming into a downward dog. Pressing the heels towards the floor. And let's take a few breaths here. Again, noticing the stretch through the back of the legs, just rocking from side to side as you press your heels into the mat. And then from here, let's take our feet wide and walk our hands underneath us. And coming into a wide-legged forward bend, placing your hands on the floor, trying to have your legs straight, and the crown of your head is going to face towards the floor. You can fold your arms here and just hang upside down and notice how this feels on your spine and your shoulders. The inversions are great for your lymphatic system and your circulatory system. Just taking a few breaths. You might like to open your eyes and just notice what you're looking at, but everything looks like a different perspective. I'm looking at some beautiful green plants. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then release your hands to the mat, walk them forward. Lift your chest and stretch through the spine and heel toe your feet a little close together. Slight bend in your knees and slowly come up to standing. And give your body a little shake. That's it. Shaking through the legs and arms. We'll go to a warrior sequence next. So we're going to start at the back of the mat. And we're going to turn our left toes out slightly. Step forward with the right foot. And we're going to inhale, lift up our arms and raise our gaze. The right knee's bent. And you feel a nice stretch through the left hip. And let's reach up nice and tall. This is warrior 1. Let's take 1 more breath here, nice and strong through that right leg. And then exhale, bring your hands forward and behind your back. Lengthen out the right leg, clasping the hands behind your back. And then inhale, lift up through the chest. And this is humble warrior. So it's stretching through the shoulders and the hamstrings on the right leg. Take a couple of breaths here. And on the next exhalation, release your hands down to the mat. And you can place your right hand next to your right foot. If you have a block, you can place the hand on the block. And then inhale, lift up the left hand, coming into triangle pose, looking up towards the left thumb. As you look up, you're twisting the chest, so getting a little stretch through the chest and also stretch through the right hamstring. And then on the next exhalation, bring the left hand back down to the mat and inhale, come up to standing and come back to the back of the mat. Good, and give your legs and arms a little shake. We'll take it to the other side. So right toes slightly out, step forward with the left foot. Inhale, lift up your arms, raise your gaze, raise your chest. Come into warrior 1. And notice that stretch through the right hip. Reaching up through the fingertips. 1 more breath. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Fold your chest forward. Hands clasped behind your back. And lifting up through the hands. Feeling the stretch through the shoulders and the left hamstring. Humble warrior. 1 more breath. And then release your hands down to the mat. If you have your block, place it next to your left foot. And then inhale, lift up the right hand and look up to the right thumb. So you're getting that nice twist again through the chest, twisting the spine and getting a nice stretch through the left hamstring. Take 1 more breath. And then exhale, bring the right hand down. And inhale, come back up to standing. Good. How's everyone going? Just give me a thumbs up if you're okay. Good. Excellent. Okay, from here, we're going to do a little bit of balancing. So if you need to hang on to something, be close to a wall or a chair or something like that. Let's open up the toes on our right foot and roll our hips in a circle, and notice the anchor points underneath our right heel, our right big toe, and our right little toe. And then pick the left foot up and place that left foot in front of the right knee. So you're like a little triangle with your legs, and bring your hands to heart center. And we're going to bend the right knee a little bit and bring our chest slightly forward. So it's a standing pigeon. Let's take a few breaths. Find a drishti point to look at to help you with your balance. And just focus on your breathing. Nice and strong through that right leg. One more breath. And then bring your body upright and release your foot down to the ground. Give your legs a little shake. And we'll take it to the other side. So this time we're going to open up the left toes and move our hips in a circle, and notice those anchor points on the left foot as we bend our right knee and bring our right ankle in front of our left knee. And we're going to bend the left knee a little bit, bring our hands to heart center, and bring our chest slightly forward. So we're getting that nice stretch through the right glute and the right ITB. Find the drishti point and just come into some stillness and breathing. It's working on our balance as we stretch. One more breath. And then come back up to standing. Give that a little shake. Let's take our feet wide again. Nice and wide as you can. And then we're going to feel the weight of our body on the outside edge of our feet. And we're going to inhale, lift our arms up, reach up nice and tall. And exhale, folding forward. You can slide your hands down your legs to support the lower back. And then bring your hands down towards the floor. Place them palms flat on the floor. Heel toe your feet a little wider and allow the crown of your head to point to the floor. And we're working on getting a little bit closer to the floor each time. If you have a block, you can place the block underneath your head and aim to put your head on it. You can have it lengthwise just to support you in this practice. And let's take a few breaths here, just relaxing into the pose. This is another inversion. It's a really nice place to contemplate the intention of your practice. With these longer days now, we can walk longer, so maybe walk after dinner, something like that. Just some extra little thing that you might want to draw into your life in the next 4 weeks. Let's take a couple more breaths here. And then as you inhale, lift your chest up and walk your hands a little forward. And then heel toe your feet a little closer together and come down onto the mat. Let's come into child's pose. So taking our knees wide and bringing our buttocks to our heels, sliding our hands forward and coming into child's pose. Wriggle our hips down, and you might notice that because you've been moving, you're a bit warmer. You can get your forehead down closer to the mat now. Let's take 4 breaths here. And last one. And then coming back up to tabletop. Let's do a little flow. As we exhale, we're going to come into child's pose. And as we inhale, we'll slide our hands slightly forward, bring our hips through and lift our chest up into upward dog, getting a nice stretch through the front of the hips. And then exhale back to child's pose. So continue on. Each time you exhale, come to child's pose. And each time you inhale, come to upward dog. It's getting a lovely stretch through the lower back and the hips. Let's go one more round. Then come to tabletop, and we're going to do lizard pose. So we're going to pick up our right leg and bring our right foot next to our right hand and slide the left knee back slightly, and we come into lizard. Okay, so you can stay here if you wish, or you can pick up the right hand and come into twisted lizard. So looking up to the right hand and getting that really deep stretch through the left hip. And then exhale, bring the right hand back down, bring both knees back together again, and take it to the other side. That's it. Welcome, Judah. You've probably been here for ages. Okay, so we've got lizard on the left side this time. And you can leave your hands on the mat, or you can inhale, lift the left hand up and raise your gaze. Feeling that nice stretch through the right hip. And then exhale, bring your left hand back down, knees back together. And then let's roll onto our back and hug our knees up to our chest in Asana. And just roll the knees in a circle, releasing any tension you might have in your lower back. Go one direction and then the other. And then reach through the knees and grab the outside edge of your feet, lifting your soles of your feet up, pointing them up towards the ceiling or the sky. Use your elbows to slightly push out against the inside of the knees. And this is happy baby. It's a great pose to release tension in the lower back. And it's a pose that babies love. And let's take a few breaths here. And then release your feet from your hands, bending your knees, bring your feet down to the mat, and walk your heels up close to your buttocks. And let's lift up through the hips, pressing through the heels, nod the chin into our chest, and come into bridge pose, squeezing our buttocks. You can leave your hands on the mat, or you can bring them up over your head and place them on the ground behind your head. Squeezing the bridge. Nice stretch for the hips again. And then as you exhale, slowly lowering your spine down to the mat and bring your hands back down beside you as well. Then lifting up the feet off the mat, hugging the knees to the chest, keeping the feet off the ground, and then placing your hands straight out from your shoulders. And we're going to go into a twist. So go left side first. So we exhale and control our knees across to the left side as we gaze towards the right. So coming into a nice twist. Try to keep your shoulders on the ground so you get a twist through, stretch through the chest as well. And let's take a few breaths here. You can use your left hand to draw those knees a little closer if you feel that works for you. And let's take a few breaths. And notice the stretch down the right side of the body, and also it's stretch through all the organs. It's great for the digestive system. And then release your hand. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. And then exhale, take the knees to the right as you gaze towards the left. And you can use that right hand to draw the knees a little closer to the ground to the right. And take a couple of breaths. And then inhale, bring knees back to center. Hug them up to your chest. And do a little circle or rock from side to side, whatever works for you. And from here, let's go to our legs up position. So you can actually go next to a wall or a piece of furniture and just place your legs up like that, or you can be on your mat and place a block under your lower back and lift up, or you can come into a shoulder stand. So whatever feels right for your body today. As you inhale, lift your feet up. and come into whatever position you want to do. Having your feet right up above your head, and do some little circles with your ankles. You might like to shake your legs a little bit. This is another inversion, and it's great for your lymphatic system to drain any fluids down from your feet and your ankles and your legs down through the lymphatic system into your groin area. And then taking your feet out wide. And just come back to your breathing. Notice how it feels on your body. And then bending your knees and bringing the soles of your feet together. So you're like a butterfly. Just coming back to your breathing, I invite you to close your eyes. And then inhale, lift your feet up tall again. And you can stay here, or you can take the feet over the head towards the ground behind your head into plow pose. And release your hands from your hips down to the mat. And then on the next inhalation, slowly bring your spine down to the mat and come into a comfortable position, laying on your back for our meditation. You might like to have something warm to put over you, put your socks back on, or whatever's going to work for you. If you have a blanket, you might put it on. So the next 5 to 10 minutes, we'll just have a nice meditation. So laying on your back, feeling nice and warm and comfortable. Notice the points of your body that are touching the earth, supporting you in your yoga practice. Let your breath relax. Let it come and go by itself. Soften your scalp and your face, your forehead, temples, your eyelids, your eyes. Let your eyes sink deep into their sockets. Relax your jaw. Let your chin move towards your chest. Soften your cheeks and let your lips part a little and soften around your mouth. Let your tongue rest comfortably inside your mouth. Imagine that the roof of your mouth is expanding. Swallow and relax your throat and neck. Let the weight of your head drop down into the support underneath you. Let the relaxation flow down into your shoulders, right down deep into your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and sigh the breath out through your mouth. Softening more in your shoulders and softening in the chest. The relaxation flows from your shoulders now, down your arms, into your hands and your fingers. Feel your whole body releasing into the floor, giving in to rest. Be aware of your back. Feel it being drawn down into the floor as you allow the muscles to sink down. As your breath goes out, keep sinking your back down, down into the floor. Now with each breath out, keep softening into your abdomen and your chest. Be aware of your legs. Feel the large muscles of your thighs becoming heavy, falling down into the floor. The feeling of relaxation flows down through your knees, into your lower legs, and into your feet and toes. Now your whole body is relaxed.
you've dropped down into a state of deep relaxation and rest. With each breath, breathe in softly, breathe out patiently. Let the quiet breaths nourish you with their softness and patience. Allow yourself to just be and to feel a sense of openness and spaciousness. As you breathe, be aware of the area of your heart. Open your heart to yourself and gently bring love into your heart for yourself. Make room for yourself. Envelope yourself in loving kindness and compassion. And say to yourself, may I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Picture someone in your life who has truly cared for you. Picture them close in your heart and carefully say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Allow this kindness to expand to everyone in our yoga class today. Fill the class with your care and kindness and say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Now picture someone who you're acquainted with but don't know very well. Might be someone that you see in a shop or on a train, or someone that you encounter regularly. Say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. And now picture someone whose personality you find difficult to take. Any negative thoughts which come into the mind are allowed to pass observed but without interaction. Picture them again and recall your compassion. Then say to yourself, may they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Now allow your loving kindness to spread to include the entire city that we live in. Imagine it expanding through the whole state, the whole country, the whole world. Slowly envelope the whole world in loving kindness. Slowly and gently, let your love spread to all beings everywhere. May all beings be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. May they be peaceful and at ease. May they be happy. Allow yourself to just be and feel a sense of warmth, openness, and spaciousness. Each time that you practice yoga, it's an opportunity to observe yourself without judgment. Gently bringing your thoughts back to your breath, stretching out through the hands and feet, wiggling your fingers and toes. When you're ready, gently roll to one side and rest there for a few moments. And then when you're ready, press up from the floor and come to a comfortable seated position. Thank you all for being here today to practice yoga together. It increases each of our vibrations and the group as a whole, as well as everybody that we interact with. Let's bring our hands to our forehead for kind thoughts, to our lips for kind words, and to our heart for kind heart. Namaste. How did you all go today?
Good, thank you.
Good, thanks, Jen. It was lovely.